Dr. Ross. I am back in the chest pain center with a pretty sick patient, and I'm going to need you to call attending phone 2.
The emergency department is the safety net of health care. We see a lot of the chronic conditions that affect many Americans that have gone untreated for sometimes months, but sometimes years. And of course, the natural endpoint is going to be in the emergency department.
Let me just take a listen to you.
It would be so wonderful if their chronic health conditions could be prevented through effective primary care.
There's a saying in healthcare policy that 20% of the patients account for 80% of the costs, and the majority of those costs are when they're repeatedly hospitalized. They're patients with heart failure, they're morbidly obese patients, they are often poor patients, but not always. One of the ways to think about saving money in healthcare is to focus our energies on that 20% of patients and think about treating those people in a more effective way.
I just want to review this pain. It's here, right in the center of your chest, okay? And is it still traveling into your neck?
It's traveling down my arm, my neck, and my head and ears buzzing and ringing at the same time.
What was it, Mr. Litton, that finally made you say, okay, that's it, I'm going to the emergency department now?
See, I've been to the emergency department a few times before, and the last time I was having chest pain, not like this, it's a lot worse. They sent me home with them.
How long ago was that?
That was, what, a month and a half ago? When I had my first heart attack, I did the cardiac catheterization, put the thing up there, and then put a stent in my heart because I had a clogged artery. And that worked for a while. I mean, a couple of weeks, I felt like I was okay. And then all of a sudden, I started getting chest pains. So here I am going in and out of hospital to find out what's going on.
Do you have any eating habits that you think
I eat the regular food and stuff.
What's regular food?
Eggs, sausage, grits, bacon.
Well, what do you think about your
diet?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I'd do it if I had to. But,
If you had to? Well, you have a stent in your heart, right?
Yeah.
All right. And you've had heart attacks. And you're here today with chest pain.
Yeah.
When do you think it would be good to try it?
Once I found out what's really wrong with me.
We've become a culture where you drive up, you get what you want, you get it fast, you get it right away, and you drive off. And that being applied to healthcare just doesn't work. Most diseases don't happen overnight. Sometimes they're related to lifestyle habits. Sometimes it's related to what the individuals actually have access to.
I have no health insurance. Sometimes I gotta go to the hospital. And that's the only health care I ever got. I never had a personal doctor, family doctor, nothing, all my life. I stopped taking my medicine months ago because it's too much, can't afford it. If you go out and buy heart healthy diet food, it's gonna cost you more money than anything.
Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. And I think that's a good place to start. As a society, we have to make it easier and more affordable for people to make better lifestyle choices than worse ones. There's the bright blue slush. This is responsible for insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome and obesity, and the artificial colors are not good for you. This is a major reason why we see kids getting fat in this country. Let's see what we got here. One of the great contributions of America to world cuisine, fake bread. We take grains and we've turned them into products like this, which rapidly raise blood sugar, provoke insulin responses, cause insulin resistance, and promote weight gain in genetically susceptible people, which is most of us. Some people, this is all they eat is food of this sort. It's not whole food as nature produces it. It's completely changed food. And and our grandparents did not eat stuff like this. We have made all of this unhealthy food the cheapest and most available food. People eat what's cheap and what's available.
McDonald's put salads on the menu, but it turns out the salad is $6, the burger is 99 cents, so if you're on a fixed income, what are you going to do for your family? These calories are cheap only when you buy them. But if you look at the overall cost to society of these cheap calories that are so junky, they're really the most expensive.
It's scary how fast obesity is spreading in our country. Obesity leads to heart disease and strokes and diabetes.
If trends continue through 2020, up to 1/5 of healthcare spending, or almost $1 trillion annually, will be devoted to treating the consequences of obesity. If you want to understand how Americans are getting more and more overweight, it's because we haven't really rethought things that were put into place a long time ago when nobody really thought what the unintended consequences might be. The Department of Agriculture subsidizes all the wrong foods. We subsidize corn, we subsidize sugar, we subsidize wheat. We don't subsidize carrots, we don't subsidize celery, and we don't subsidize apples. You can lay it at the feet of a guy named Rusty Butts. He was the Secretary of Agriculture during the Nixon administration. He was the one who thought that we should subsidize commodities because it would allow us to sell these commodities on international markets. And we've made one heck of a lot of money. The other reason we subsidize certain things is because they have very powerful lobbies. The money that's involved ends up being funneled towards Congress, and Congress doesn't want to fix it.